Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we are talking about the pros and cons of buying detailing products on Alibaba. Welcome back to Forensics Detailing channel. So buying products on Alibaba, why is it a good thing and why is it a bad thing? And it is the bad thing is the motivation for me doing this video, because just something's come up that kind of got me thinking a little bit. Anyway, get on with it. What's the point of this video? So I shop around for cheap detailing products. You know, I'm a little bit of the king of cheap, and I like to be able to browse loads of detailing products and see stuff and buy it and get good value, and Alibaba can offer me that. It takes a couple of weeks for it to turn up. So I was just having a kind of squiz around on it. And to give you an example, I saw this, which is like a detailing brush for the interior with a soft tip on this end and a bit of microfiber for getting into the vents, and you can rub off any grease and grime on the vents. And it was cheap, so I thought, just buy it, have a look at it, see if it's any good, you know, whatever. I also saw a little soft fabric brush that was cheap, and got a little rubber handle, and I thought this would be really useful for scrubbing out fabrics, or even perhaps scrubbing out, like, you know, the vinyl door cards and the dashboards if they're really dirty. Although it's maybe even a little bit too soft for that, but it will work well for that, and it's quite soft. I don't think it's going to scratch, and it looks like a really good brush. Again, cheap. Block microfiber applicators, you know, really useful for applying dressings. That's on the interiors, that tends to be where I use these for, but all sorts of uses for things like this, and they actually seem quite good quality. I haven't even busted them out of the packet. Again, cheap. Have a look at them, see what you think. Detailing sticks with sponges on the end of them, you know, shouldn't be expensive, and they're dirt cheap on Alibaba, so I bought a 5-pack and had a look. So this leads me on to the next point of the video, which is this particular tool here, the Detail Factory brush, which I've reviewed on the channel. So it's a soft detailing brush, okay? Let's just talk a little bit about the background of this. Company in America, Detail Factory, and I have no idea who they are, what they are, or how they roll, or anything about them, other than I was told they're detailers, couple of guys that wanted a softer brush for detailing, something that was for use on sensitive surfaces, something less aggressive than a hog's hair brush, basically. So they went and built one, you know, made loads of them, designed it, prototype it, tweaked the design till you eventually got a design you're happy with, and you take it to market and you try and sell it, and you try and make some money. You know, you don't do it just to give people brushes for free. It's a business enterprise, obviously. Now, this Detail Factory brush is an option. Sometimes you may not want a soft brush, you might want an aggressive brush, and a hog's hair might actually be more suitable. And they sell you a hog's hair, by the way, as well. So it's an option, and it's an expensive option. There's no two ways about saying that. I think they cost about 11 quid in the UK and about $14, $15 in the US. So some people might look at this product, think it's nice, but it's out of budget for me, and not buy it. And that is absolutely fine, and that's just completely normal. That's just life, isn't it? However, from searching through Alibaba, I come across this thing here, which I assume is a knockoff. Its product name is the Detail Factory Pro Brush. It's exactly the same size. It's blue, so it's the same sort of colour as the one that the rag company kind of offer. So they probably copied that one and gone with exactly the same colour as well. So it's attempting to sell you the same product. Now I assume it's a knockoff. The only things I can see different with it, this one's dirty because I've just been using it, or used it yesterday, and I didn't clean it properly. I shouldn't say that, should I? Get some stick. But the only thing I can see that's different on it is that the head is a little bit squashed, and that might be from just how it's been stored or packed. It doesn't have the treaded grip on it, and I can see the metal kind of casing shroud that all of the fibres are sort of, you know, glued into, or however it's mounted. That's all I can see. Not used this one, and I'm only buying it because I'm interested to see how this thing fares, because this is over 6 months old, the original one, and it's still going strong, and I have a feeling I'm going to be using this for the next 3 or 4 years at least. Who knows? At some point a brush has got to crap out on you, isn't it? But this is still going strong, and I'm interested to see if this knockoff one blasts apart. But what I want to talk about in this video is the downsides of Alibaba, and what are the implications that if you saw this product and didn't buy it because it was too expensive, fine. But then you see this one comes up on the market, and it was someone was posting about it on Facebook, and that's when I saw it. You see this and you go and buy this one instead, which costs about $8. So you save yourself $6, I think, roughly, on the American one, which is about $5 or something. You know, £4.50 you save buying the knockoff. Now, what is the problem? One is that Detail Factory, I don't think, and I don't know, this is just me thinking out loud, can protect themselves with technical patents on a brush, because I don't think you can patent the use of this particular soft material in a brush, because I'm assuming it's been used in like brushes before, because they've you know, they didn't kind of go and start chopping the hair off horses or whatever and sticking it in. It's synthetic. So this would have been a material that would have been used in a brush, and I don't think there's anything technically that you could patent in the handle design. Could be wrong, but it's a handle. It does have design features in it, but I don't know if you could technically patent that, or if it's going to cost too much to put in a worldwide patent on that technology to try and protect yourself, because that might make it unviable, because they're probably not selling millions of these. They're not, you know, they're a small company, so these are not kind of mass produced for low cost, I would imagine. Now, let's say Detail Factory sell 1,000 of these worldwide each year. You know, that you're talking about 1,000 where their margins, because they're not selling them direct, so they've got to sell them to the companies that sell them, so their margins on each brush have got to be less than $5. So if they sell 1,000 of them at $5, that's $5,000 revenue generated. So let's say they do 5 times better than that and sell 5,000 of them. That's $25,000 revenue generated for their company, that might be split between, you know, more people and subject to tax and all that. So we're not talking about huge sums of money here with this. Now, when Detail Factory come to developing and saying, well, this brush is done all right, we made some money out of it, let's develop some more brushes, they now know that they've got about 6 months to 1 year of selling that particular brush before someone comes in and copies it, and they'll do it even quicker next time when they bring a brush out. They'll have something up and running in a couple of months, I would imagine. You know, it's probably not difficult to copy it and design it, because you've got no development costs, no time testing it or anything like that. And what that creates is a situation where a company like Detail Factory, and it's not just Detail Factory brushes where stuff gets knocked off, any company then thinks, well, it's not worth developing a product. It's not worth developing a product bottom up, ground up, you know, for 25 grand. If we can get a year out of it and sell 5,000 of them, that's, you know, and there's multiple people involved. That's stacking shelves in Tesco's kind of money, isn't it? Or Walmart's if you're in America. You know, that's not a business. So when companies do this, the people that are doing this, they have no care about or concern about other businesses or other people on the face of this planet, because all they care about is just selling someone else's kind of product that they can produce for less and undercut the original design. Now, perhaps it isn't legally wrong, because as I've said, there may or may not be patents around this. So it may or may not be illegally wrong. So how could this company operate in a way that is morally good? Well, they may be quite entitled to see that this brush has done very well and come out on the detailing market and think, well, we want to offer a soft brush as well, and then design something which is totally different to this, different size brush, different head, different handle, different colours, make it look different. You could argue that maybe even that is viable, and you know, but this is where the grey line comes into it, and the door does swing both ways. There is innovation in the Far East. You know, chemical product innovation as well as accessory innovation that will get copied in Western countries as well. And again, I'm not talking about the sort of copying which infringes technical patents. I'm just talking about someone sees something that's good and they might offer it. And that goes on. I could give you examples as well. So I'm not specifically attacking any region, but I'm attacking what I think to be out and out copying, where you're just remaking someone else's design. And that is the conclusion of this video, and it's what I think I'm going to try and use as my moral compass going forward, is that I will still always shop for kind of cheap detailing bargains like I've gone through in this video. That might be good, they might snap, they might be rubbish, but you know, I'm interested enough to try stuff. But if I see something that I think is a direct knockoff of something that someone has specifically developed and gone through a design process for, and someone else has just done an exact copy of it, that doesn't sit too well with me. And I think that is my kind of rough conclusions, that if I see it, I'm not going to buy it. And you could even say, well, John, you know, don't talk about it on this channel. But unfortunately, everything spreads like wildfire anyway. And I saw someone talking about these in a post on Facebook, and then more people will go and buy them. As you know, some people leave me saying, look, I got myself a Detail Factory brush for $7. Anyone that pays $14 is an idiot, ha ha, you know. And what that person doesn't realise is, like I say, by buying this one, next time around, these guys don't bother. The next company like Detail Factory, where it's guys that are in the trade, you know, that have got an idea and then go through and put something to market, they might think twice if they know they're only going to get 6 months. So the guys buying these and happy with the money they've saved, you would not have this unless this had been created in the first place. So the extra £6 or no, £4.50 or $5 or $6 or $6 or $7 or whatever, you know, support the guys that are designing it, is what I think is the right thing to do. As always, this is one hell of a can of worms, controversial subject, because where do you sit morally? Because Chinese components and stuff like that, they're everywhere, and they're in your cars, they're in all the stuff in your house. Your kettle's probably Chinese, and it's all going on in the background, and sort of copying stuff goes on. It's very hard to know where to position yourself, and we all, you know, if you position yourself where you say, I'm not touching anything that comes out of a certain country or looks vaguely similar to something that's UK made or American made, you're going to find it very hard to, you know, who has that much time to think about all these things too carefully. But from doing the channel, you know, and getting an idea of what's behind some of these things, I thought it was worth doing a video on this to open up the discussion, to encourage people not to buy direct design copy knockoffs, assuming this is. If it isn't, and it's actually in just selling the original Detail Factory brush, it doesn't look like it to me. I'm 99.9% sure it's a complete knockoff. In fact, virtually 100% sure, so that's why I'm doing this video. If you see that it's a copy, do not support it, is what I'd like you to do, basically. And I think most people will see that that's kind of sensible. So let me know in the comments how you feel about this whole subject of kind of what we've talked about, because it is interesting, but it's, Jesus, if I, you know, I've thought about detailing products and little bucket accessories and things that I could go and have manufactured. If I had ever gone ahead and done that and sold them, and someone went and copied it that quickly, I would be absolutely livid. You know, and there's nothing you can do. Like I say, you can't go out after them because it's not probably practical or possible to protect yourself with these types of things. It's very difficult. So that's where I am with it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this forensics detailing video, and the next time you are shopping around for bargains on Alibaba or anywhere, just ask yourself that question: if you believe in what you're buying, and if it is a design kind of copy. Very difficult, I know, very difficult. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel.
Holding on to what I gone. Where was I